Alright, yeah, it was just red. It's green now. Alright. Shalom. Shalom. We are Israelites to come. We are Hebrew Israelites. We come to preach the Bible and tell the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans that you are the Israelites according to the scriptures as your nationality and culture, not religion. This is your bloodline, your nationality that was hidden and taken from you by your enemies, because you do have enemies, all right? We also preach the downfall of America, which is going to be the downfall of this empire and the upbringing of our empire through our Lord and Savior, Yahweh Shai. That's who we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to. Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ahawah, Kakwagashu. Yahweh being the Heavenly Father, and Yahweh Shai being who in the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. We want to give double honor to our elders and apostles, from apostles to heart on down to the brother doing his work, truth and sincerity. Shalom.
Actually, we could just start this camp off with the brother just got them giving the testimony on.
Justice.
So injustice, man, this is not your rest, man. For you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, you're looking for some kind of justice in a system that's rigged against you. You're looking for some kind of rest in a land that hates you. You're looking for some kind of peace where this place is not meant for your peace. Okay? Right?
Salaki with that, according to what you're saying, we'll get into it. I talked to his lawyer and she agreed that he talked himself out of it. So you'll explain that
still,
the fact is, fair is fair, and it's unfair, and it's fair is fair. But if you're looking for a just system, if you're looking for an impartial monetary system, an impartial judicial system,
that's void of any type of discrimination. I don't like the way he talks.
Watch this. So-called Negro judge woman.
Done. You're cooked,
done,
bro.
You're cooked. Now, mind you,
Because guess what? I guarantee you that judge.
You heard it already. So you can appreciate it.
What's the new shit out now? A girl's girl.
Yeah,
and any girl that's that validates a man is considered a pick-me. Oh, you not a girl's girl. And a girl's girl is literally a woman who will choose a woman over a man, whether right or wrong.
I'm going to go deeper into that. Our Jake women don't like us.
They don't.
They're our biggest adversary, and they hate us.
Yep.
Think about this, and I'm going to make this very clear. How is it that the government has more power over a child than the actual father of the child? How is it that they can literally absolve a man of his natural right and proclivity of a child that came from his nutsack and literally say that he has to plan visitation rights? He should be able to go see his child whenever he wants. That's his child, right? There should be, and the reason why I'm bringing this up is because our women hate us. Our women will choose Daddy Esau over us any day. They will allow Daddy Esau to have way more power over us, and they use the judicial system. Now, I'm bringing this all up because the men of Israel, man, hear these words, man. This is not your rest. This is not a place of your refuge. This is not a place for you to be laxy-daisy. This is not a place for you to not be prudent or circumspect. This is not a place for you to join hands with your enemy, and that's including your woman. And I hate to say it that way, but it's true. Most of these women hate us. The entire movement is hating men. Right? Now, this is where I'm getting there. My little cousin was in court the other day. Right?
Before you break it down too beautifully, he also was also trying to, a lot of this started from him wanting to leave ANC as young boy.
You ain't got to do all that. Let's make sure it's the curses. You ain't got to do all that. At the end of the day, my brother just elaborated a little bit more. But my little cousin, very smooth, young black Israelite man. Yep. When I tell you smooth, pretty boy. Smooth, real thorough. He come in, real even tone. Like you be like, oh, that brother got some sauce on him. Right? He attract women, right? So he's in court. Now, mind you, listen to this. He's in court. He took his baby mom to court. So he was the plaintiff. She was the defendant. Not like he had to go down there because she called him down there. He made the complaint. The complaint was this: I want to be able to see my child, and I want to be able to leave the household he was living in. Right? He wants to be able to separate, but still have visitation rights and all those other things. Right? Not to mention, he also took her to court for domestic violence. She hit my man over the head with a pan and gave him a bloody head. He did not retaliate. He didn't touch this woman. He took her to court thinking that he was going to get a due justice or an impartial judicial system, right? The judge was a so-called black woman. So they're going to say, and as I've heard, his lawyer said he talked himself out of it, meaning he spoke too much. Now, this is what I talk about being prudent and circumspect, understanding your audience. One, your audience was your enemy. Two,
You would
the
think
system.
that it was, she was, oh, it's a black woman, yeah. Nope.
One, your audience was your enemy. Two, the system is against you. So he needed to tread lightly and didn't have the right counsel. So we are out here as men of the Lord, letting our brethren know that you've got to be prudent and circumspect. You need to understand that you have enemies. You need to understand who's your opposition, right? You need to understand who's Satan, the spiritual demon Satan, which means adversary. And you also need to know who the devil is that the Bible speaks of. The word devil means deceiver. And without this information, right, because it says our people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge, without this information, you are literally snared in traps and holes. This is the system that has been put in place to keep our men down, right? So, make matters worse, he lost the case. He took her to court and he still lost the case. And then his judge, the judge, a black woman, is the one who voted against him. Now, mind you, how can you vote against a man when he didn't commit the domestic violence? She literally hit him with a pan and drew blood, right? That right there should have been grounds for what? No, you won. So you won. So you ain't touch her? No. Nothing? No. So what made him lose the case was the judge asked certain questions, probably like, so did you walk into the house? Mind you, he lives there. Why wouldn't he walk into his house? So instead of him just saying yes or no, he was more passionate about it, like most of our men are, right? He was like, yeah, I walked in the house. As soon as I walked in the house, she started da-da-da-da-da-da.
Correct.
He starts giving a full explanation of what's going on. Now, mind you, any person with a logical mindset instead of emotions would have said, well, he lives there. Why is it as soon as he walked in the house, she's giving him hell to pay for, right? And at the end of the day, we ain't got to keep harping too much on it. At the end of the day, he lost the case. So that means he lost some rights to his child. Why is it that he's losing rights when he is literally the sole owner of that child? The man is the sole owner of the children because they come out of the man. You incubating for 9 months does not give you full jurisdiction. If anything, it should be 70-30, not 50-50. But I'm not going to go there. And I'm going to be a biblical man because what? A woman nurtures, a man is supposed to raise. Right? If you read the book of Proverbs, right, it talks about wisdom the entire time. And it talks about the wisdom of how a man is supposed to conduct himself. And this is the problem with our young men. They don't have this wisdom instilled in them because they wasn't taught from their forefathers, right? We're preaching a new song, a new way of doing things, and it's taboo to the world that we live in because this world is governed by our enemies, including our women, right? Our women will sit here and say, oh, there ain't no good black men left. There ain't no good black men. Why are they not marrying us? Why are they not being with us? And then in the same breath, talking down on us and turning on us with our actual enemy. How can we have a healed congregation when our literally our entire community is governed and ran by women?
And if I may too, brother, that's against our culture in general. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua would never allow a woman to rule over a man.
Exactly. But right now, the Lord said that there should be a new thing in the earth. Right here, got it. Right?
Yep. Jeremiah 31:22. It says, to the point, how long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For the Lord have created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man.
A woman shall compass a man. And right now, we are living behind enemy lines, right? And we were enslaved by our enemies. And what our enemies did was they broke the family structure down and then they made the woman king. And by doing so, it was a proxy king. Because what they're not understanding is Daddy Esau actually has all the power. But what he did was he said, I'm going to put you in place of proxy king. So then, mind you, like how we had to pay tribute to all the nations that ruled over us, it's the same concept in America. We still pay tribute to our... We still got to pay tribute to Caesar, right? But how does Caesar do it? He says, I'm going to put their women in rule so then we can easily control them. Because their women are easy to control because what? Women are hypergamous by nature and they're governed by a lowly, and I hate to say it, lowly vibrations. Greed, stimulation, whether it's mentally, physically, or emotionally, a woman always has to be stimulated to feel to feel like she's adequate. Whereas though men were governed by our law.
Men, women always want to be mobile. They always have to be active in doing something, or else, like you said, they're not stimulated. If they're not stimulated,
You know why they're not
they
stimulated?
Don't feel validated.
The reason why
And they always got to be validated.
women always have to be validated or doing something because they know when they sit still and they start to be in their own thoughts, they'll realize that most of them ain't shit.
Shit, yeah.
Because mind you, when a man sits still, what do you think he's doing? Thinking. And he's thinking about his life, his finances, his family, what he got to get done, his motivation, what has to get done, what needs to be done, the hardships. He's thinking about all these things. Women, on the other hand, are not the same creatures. When they sit still, they're thinking about these things too, but then they realize, oh shit, I'm not shit. I bring nothing to the table. I have nothing but my ass and titties and literally nothing else. And they don't like that. So what they want to do, they got to go, let's go out to eat. Let's go to the park. Let's go to the gym. Let's go here. Let's go do that. Let's go do that. We should go for a walk. Why? Because they got to be doing something to be out of their thoughts. And that's the truth though. Whether they like this message or not, that is the truth. Now, this is not saying it's for all women, but if the shoe fits, wear it. What?
And you know what, too? I'm going to bring this precept too. That's why you brothers will agree. I think we talked about this before. Logically, it just makes sense. There's a reason why the serpent in the garden went to Eve first, because they knew he went to Adam first. Adam like, fuck out of here, that dumbass shit.
Because Adam wasn't governed. Adam wasn't governed by his emotions, right? How did the serpent tempt Eve? With what? More. You were already given everything. Literally, paradise, immortality, everything was given to you. But guess what? It didn't satiate your appetite. Greed. So he said, let me go to her. Hey, yo, you know, you eat that, you're gonna be just like God. You're gonna have the knowledge and understanding just like God. Damn, he ain't give that to you. He gave you all this, but he couldn't give you that. He hiding something from you. Woman, oh shit, let me. As soon as she ate it, let me go manipulate him because he's supposed to be ruler of the kingdom. And if I get him to do it too, then I can't be the only one punished. That's what she did.
And you know, sweet talk to, hey baby.
Right, which will work.
Oh, get that precept. All sin. Oh, never mind. Read my mind. I love it.
Sirach 25 and 24. Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her all died. Now, I'm sorry, start 23. This is all, Sirach is all about the wicked woman in general. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and that's where we're going.
23. A wicked woman abateth the courage, maketh a heavy countenance and a wounded heart.
So a wicked woman abideth the courage, meaning she disperses it, she stops it. What does it mean by abideth the courage? Think about it. A woman's words are very powerful. Abateth, abideth, whatever. But a woman's words are very powerful, right? A woman can either bring you down with her words or lift you right up.
Highly persuasive.
Right? The highly persuasive, right? Because the glory of a man is what? A woman. Yeah. And our women know how to weaponize their words and actions. They're very manipulative. Actually, I seen a podcast. I seen a podcast.
The word abate means to lessen, reduce,
Correct.
diminish.
Yeah,
Less diminish.
Yeah,
Bring it
that's
down.
why I said
Yeah.
to disperse.
Yeah, disperse. Bring it
Disperse,
down.
bring it
Go
down.
away.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, I watched a podcast about women talking about women, and it was a woman, a Jake woman, who basically said most women are evil. I heard her, she's like, she said it like this: you bitches need to understand most of y'all evil. And now I know y'all evil. I'm a woman. I know how evil y'all can be. This is this kind of stuff y'all be doing. And she was going down a rabbit hole. And why? And know what she said? They do it because of what? Because of their emotions. Not because of any logic. It's just, this is how I feel. I don't give a fuck about how any of y'all feel. This is how I feel, so I'm going to do it my way. There's no loyalty there. Women are only loyal to what's strong. Just like the so-called white man is only loyal to what's strong. They are literally one and the same. They join hands to be so. Right? They tell men all the time, if you don't want your woman to cheat, you better have the most money, the best body, the best fucking game, the most. We gotta
Even
build,
then,
even then, that's not enough.
Because there's always another dude that might look better, might got more money, might got, a different stimulation, bro.
Go ahead. Sirach 25, continuing in 23.
Oh, it's all part of it.
Yup, a wicked woman abateth the courage, maketh a heavy countenance of a wounded heart.
Of a wounded heart. How is his heart wounded? Think about it. A man can be mighty, and then his woman cheat on him, and then everybody find out about it. He feels demoralized.
Down there,
You went from here as a king to the bottom. You like, oh, that happened to me. And then you go on and ask her why she do it. You know what her answer is going to be? She's going to blame the man for her actions. Well, I did it because I didn't feel like he was, whoa, what, bitch? You've been working 2 jobs, 60-something hours, paying all the bills. You're a stay-at-home mom. And you telling me you did this because you felt like I'm not spending enough time with you? Whoa.
Yo, when a man cheats on a woman, so-called, you know what I mean? It's one of the things where it can be kind of thrown to the side. But if a woman cheat on a man, you can destroy his whole image, his whole swag.
Because she's supposed to be a representation of you.
Yeah, you look real. Yeah, you look corny. Surah 25. Yeah, it says a woman that would not comfort her husband in distress, make of weak hands and feeble knees.
Now, mind you, how many women have left there? How many stories have you heard about women leaving their husbands because he lost his job? Or he was down on his luck for maybe a small period of time. I even seen a video where a guy had asked his wife, he was just testing her. He paid all the bills, she could save all her money. And he said, yo, babe, he hit her up one day and was like, yo, babe, I'm not gonna be able to pay the mortgage just 1 month. Can you pay it? She freaked the hell out. Why I gotta pay it? What you told me? He said, babe, I pay for everything. You just paid this 1 month. I know you got the money, you ain't been spending no money. I spend all my money. And she literally, verbally said, no, I'm not doing it. That's a man's job. Guess what? He's in distress and you can't even help him.
That 1 month could have sprouted the whole job.
At that point, what is the point?
Then what is the point of you if you're not a support system? Because the word woman means what? Help me. It's a support system. So you're telling me that I got to do everything, you do nothing, so you want to be treated like a child. But see, this lesson isn't just to get on women. This lesson is to show our men that this is not your rest and that you're behind enemy lines and you have enemies surrounding you. But if you don't have the understanding and knowledge and wisdom of the scriptures, you won't be able to discern how to navigate. Go ahead.
Because this is what makes it legal to read. 24. Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. Give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad. And if she go not as thou wouldst have her, cut her off from thy flesh and give her a bill of divorce and let her go.
So this is the Lord's basically saying that if a woman is not pleased to dwell with, if a woman is not going to listen to your instruction as a man of the household, because remember, there's a hierarchy here. It's Yahweh, me Yahweh Shai, then man, women, and children. So the Lord is literally saying that this woman is not going to abide by your law, give her a bill of divorce and do away with her. Because all she's going to do, if you read up, is what? Destroy you. Any woman that's not on your accord or unevenly yoked or on your page, not you on her page, she's not on your page, she will destroy you. That's like they say, if a woman leaves you for another man, is not the land polluted? Meaning if she tries to come back, they literally say that if she tries to come back, understand this, fellas, she's coming back to destroy you. Because it didn't work out with the last guy. She already knew she could get over on you. Now she's testing the waters to see if she can get over on you by letting.
That's wicked by itself.
And it's all wicked. But you know how many men let these women come back? Why? Because what they're going to say is, only reason why I did it is because you didn't do this. Only reason why I did it is because you didn't make me feel like this. Only reason why I did it because I didn't feel seen. And then you looking at yourself like, but all I ever do is cater to you, your feelings, and literally this entire relationship is governed around your emotions. Every time I tell you something about yourself, you flip it on me and say, well, I wouldn't be acting like that if you did this. It's never a, hey, I'm sorry for making you feel that way. Let me fix these actions. It's always, what did you do to make me feel this way or make me do these things? That, guess what? That is a woman you're supposed to give a bill of divorce and get rid of her. Because it's
ultimately going to lead to the end all be all, which is what? Adultery.
Adultery. Yep.
So either way, I know like somebody will bring up the scripture where Yahweh Shai said, "Lest it be for adultery, don't divorce your wife," because Moses. But it's a very gray area too, because again, if you got like the scripture said, if you have a woman who literally is not following instructions, she's doing what, like I said, give her no liberty to get abroad. If she just is ignoring every single direction you give her, well, baby, listen, you're not doing that. You can't wear that. You can't go here. Don't do this. Don't do that. If she's not going to follow that direction, guess what? She's eventually going to go to adultery. So just cut it off before it even gets to that point, man.
And this is wisdom. What we're teaching right now is wisdom, right? We're not teaching in any kind of malice, right?
It's crazy because when I said if she's not going to follow any directions, the woman turned back and looked at him like I was crazy.
Exactly.
Because bro, this is the woman's kingdom, bro. They're like joint heirs with Esau in his kingdom, bro.
And you know why? Because Esau is a bundle of sticks, if you will. He's a bundle of sticks, and he's a degenerate. So, mind you, know how I know he's a degenerate? They looked back into World War I and World War II, and they were talking about how Esau or the FJs were literally researching transgenderism back that far back, and Hitler was like, "What?" Now, mind you, I don't want to get too much into that topic because we already know where that's going to go. But these people know what they've been doing. These are the same people that rule everything today. Who owns Pornhub? A so-called Jewish man. Who owns most of the porn industry? A so-called Jewish man. Who owns most of all the degenerate businesses like OnlyFans and all that? All so-called Jewish people. Who owns all the media? Jewish people. Who owns all of that? Who owns probably most of Philadelphia? The Jewish man. And I say ish because it's a suffix meaning pertaining to. He's not a real Jew. These people have been degenerates. This is why the Lord says that. I think it was in the Lord says I should have war with Amalek for generation to generation. Right? I think this was in Exodus. One, it doesn't matter. You ain't got to get it. But these people, their spirits are not upright in them. Right? This is why they created something called the Talmud, which is literally Jewish mysticisms versus the actual Torah. Right? They're literally against what the scriptures say. Right? And if you read the Talmud, they said it talks about how Jesus should be killed and all these other disrespectful and admonishing things, right? These are the same people that have propped our women up to be above us. Why? Because they know that we are the true sons of God, which is Yasharallah, right? And they understand that when we come back into the fold, that the order will be put back on the earth. So how do you disrupt the order of the earth? You keep the people who are supposed to be at the top of the totem pole at the bottom. You keep their women ruling over them, and you put nothing but drugs and create systems to keep them trodden down. This is the truth, whether you like it or not. So this whole lesson wasn't just to get on our women, but at the end of the day, I can show you time after time after time how our women hate us. Our women hate us.
It's a big thing in the media right now going on between. It's like that you're starting to witness a war between the so-called black man and the so-called black woman. Because right now there's 3 instances. You have who do you have? You got Megan Thee Stallion shit going on right now with Tory Lanez, Cassie and Diddy shit going on, and now DDG and Halle Bailey. And you keep seeing posts with women talking something. I'm pro Cassie, pro Megan, pro Halle, I'm pro black women. And then when you go through the comments, it's nothing but hate. Right? It's like yeah, fuck black men. Fuck everything y'all gotta do about if you have anything to say against any of these women or anything against black women, regardless if you are a black woman yourself, you're a pick-me. And we don't want nothing to do with you.
And that's the problem.
Regardless of some people, women's like, yeah, I don't believe Halle Berry is telling the truth. Oh, so basically you're just saying you a pick-me and you okay.
Because remember, they always say trust all women, right? Believe women, right? But how many times have we looked up and they were all wrong? How many times have men have been convicted, lost their jobs, their livelihood because a woman want to call rape? Right? Go ahead.
Deuteronomy 28:56, Apostle Gabar put me on this. I forgot all about this. It's right there. The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eye shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter.
You know what? That's real, because I've noticed. You ever noticed there's a narrative that, like, mind you, we can use DDG since you brought him up. If you know anything, I've been watching DDG since he was probably like 17 years old. This young man built himself up. Now, mind you, whatever he does in his personal life is personal life. I'm not getting into all that, but he seems to have pretty good character.
Now everybody's trying to. They're trying to belittle him now. The bitch is like, oh, I didn't even know who DDG was until he started dating her. Just because you didn't know who he was.
I was going to say this to add on to that real quick. It's crazy how our women will have our babies, and as soon as the baby come out, now we are non-existent.
Oh, we ain't shit at that.
You know why? Because they're married to Esau and not to us. We are literally what? Sperm donors. And after that, they be like, all right, well,
they just want that Israelite sperm. That's all they want. Oh, I want that Israelite sperm, but I don't want nothing to do with the men. Give me the babies, but leave them in.
Yep. Mind you, this man literally, he's been in the spotlight for 10 plus years, where you can watch his entire life. He puts it online every day. Literally, all this man ever asked for, yo, give me my son. He went a whole podcast like, yo, she keeping my son away. Just because y'all got a disagreement, why you holding his son away? But guess what? He got to go to court to get visitation rights. See? How is it that he's a millionaire? He can't even see his own kids. Got to go through Daddy Esau to get it. Our people are destroyed, man.
But then but this is the problem too. Y'all are the same people. Y'all the same people that complain about black men, but y'all the ones raising them.
Yep. And they're the ones raising them. Who's raising it? Because mind you, most of y'all women.
And then y'all keeping them away from their daddies. Then y'all talk shit. Like, come on, bro.
Keep them away from the daddy. Then you talk shit about the daddy. And then you be like, oh, black men ain't shit. But who's raising all these young men? Women are. Where's the accountability? If the men are not in the households, like y'all say, then who's raising the next generations of men? Why are they all in prison when they're literally raised by their mothers? But then there's studies that literally tell you that if they're raised by either just their mother and but just their father, or mother and father, they're 10 times better off in society. We were raised by our mothers to an extent. Our father took the reins when we were very young. I think around 8 years old, my father took the reins. Right?
Yeah, about 8 years.
Around 8 years old, my father took the reins. And I'm not going to lie to you. Best thing ever happened to me. I used to be from being bullied in school, be crying and to my dad one day hemming me up like, yo, don't ever let a man pull you up his square. Why are you so emotional right now? Why are you crying? So what happened? And he's giving me clear direction. Calm your spirit. Why you acting like that? Does a lion need to roar to let you know he's a lion? Or when you walk down the street, people feel his presence? You ain't got to do all, that's my father. He instilled that in us, so guess what? You ain't seeing me all tatted up. My father has no tattoos. I don't have any. He don't have any. He don't have any. We call my all out of the same nutsack. He's a good father. But guess what? I got cousins. I got cousins. I got cousins. I got friends who all grew up with their mothers. They all tatted up. A couple of them been locked up multiple times. A lot of them are erratic with their emotions. Who do they learn that from? Their mothers. And then you want to sit here and then say that black men are not important. Black men are treated with such. You pin our actual enemy. You know what the so-called white man has done to our nation, and you still choose him over us. And then get mad when you see so-called black, Latino, and Native American men so-called dating outside of their race. Right? Who's the last woman to marry now? Black women. Who's the most obese one? Black women. Who's the most you can't tell anything to? You can't correct them. Black women. And mind you, we've seen, as we're having this conversation, a lot of our women walking up and down and they're giving us the side eye. Why? They don't want correction. But let them want to correct the man, right? What they'll say now is, a good man is a man that caters to a woman. How is that a man?
That's a bitch.
That's a bitch. That's a simp. A man is supposed to take care of his household. I didn't say that wasn't set in stone. That's biblical. But to cater to a woman is not. She's supposed to cater to him while he governs the kingdom. That's the misconception.
I go to war and fight for you to give you everything so that you can then cater to me. It's called a partnership.
Reciprocity.
It's a partnership. But the problem with you people is y'all don't look at relationships as a partnership. Y'all look at relationships out of emotion. Oh, he makes me feel good. Oh, I love
It's always about what he can do for me, never the whole institution.
How can we help each other? How can we build together?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm not helping a man build up. He better be finished, but when I find him, what?
But see, that's the difference between our women and the women of other nations. The women of other nations will get a man while he's building and help build him up, and then reap the benefits of everything. And they're the ones who get the ring.
This one's always
they're the ones who get the children. But our women are the ones who know he has to be the finished by the time I get to him. But then at the same time, you're not even finished. You're not fit, you're not feminine, you're not friendly, you're not supportive. So what am I, why?
You have no spirituality when it comes to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, right? You are governed by the precepts of men.
Right.
Go ahead.
Isaiah 3:16-24. Moreover, the Lord saith, because the daughters of Zion are haughty, and walk with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes, walking and mincing as they go, and making a tinkling with their feet. Very annoying. Therefore the Lord will smite a scab, the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion. The Lord will discover their secret parts. In that day the Lord will take away the bravery of the tinkling ornaments about their feet, and their calls and their round tires like the moon. The chains, the bracelets, the mufflers, the bonnets, the ornaments, the legs, and the headbands, and the tablets, and the earrings, the rings, and the nose jewels, which we have all this now.
So basically, our women were so decked out
Right.
in gold and jewels. I'm talking like rings from the head, rings in the hair, rings in gold, and all types of things, all throughout their entire garments, from head to toe. They were just magnificent to walk. They didn't even like their feet touching the dirt. That's how prissy our women used to be. But because the Lord says y'all want to walk around like y'all shit don't stink,
Basically, they were like that and let it get to their head.
and they let it get to their
This is
heads.
where they are now.
Yeah.
Yup, we was getting into. The changeable suits of apparel, and the mantlets, and the wimples, and the crystalline pins, the glasses, and the fine linen, and the hoods, and the veils. And it shall come to pass, instead of a sweet smell, there shall be stink. And instead of a girdle, a rent. And instead of a well-set hair, a baldness. And instead of a stomacher, a girding of sackcloth, and burning instead of beauty.
It's funny how it says instead of a girdle or rim. But what is it that all of our women do? Every time they put some shit on, what they gotta put on? They gotta put on the girdle.
To tighten
You know,
up.
to shape their body because
Where they
y'all
go.
don't naturally have that shape. Majority of it.
Or don't even care to even get it back.
Yeah, right.
Like our women will not work out. Look, bro, you will not work out. You be like, yo, baby, just get in the get in the ME. I don't want to sweat my hair out. What the fuck? What makes you think we care more about your hair than your body? Go to the gym. Go to the gym.
And also, the problem is they're not natural. So
And then the hair, the fake hair that's preyed upon by other gods and sacrificed and all that. Y'all put them demons on y'all by putting that in your hair. Then you ask a man, what do you like more, natural woman or dialed up? He gonna say natural.
every time.
Every time.
Every time.
Every time.
But then if we're like, oh no, well, you following all these IG models with BBLs and all this. Well, listen, that's fun to look at, but that's not what I want.
Exactly.
I'm not trying to take that home and marry it and give it to you. No, I'm not trying to do that. That's fun to look at. That's it. I got something. Pretty much. It's gonna put a full circle.
Bringing this back around.
This is gonna bring it back around right now. This is Micah 2:10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with the sword destruction.
So for all you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans in general, I'm chiefly talking to you men, this is not your rest. You're expecting our women to be in order when it's not even that time. You might find one, the needle in a haystack, but it's going to be not that time. You're expecting not to have enemies. You're expecting rest. You're expecting to come up in this world. This is not your time. The Lord might give you your daily bread. Some of us might elevate a little bit higher here and there, but guess what? You still own nothing. Look at Kanye West.
$13.
Kanye West was a billionaire, and overnight they killed most of his bank accounts. Then they took his kids from him. Right? He got a new song. He got a new song out right now.
I should be bigger than you. I load tractor trailer train cars and chicks for 42 years. And he never ran from a job. I ain't getting no missiles. So
good, brother.
Trip.
Wasn't in the car.
But my son is like you. He got 27 kids.
Okay. That's what's up,
You
brother.
don't play around.
But what was I saying? The thing is, this is not our rest, man. We gotta understand that nothing is supposed to be easy on the side, and it won't be. And if you're trying to get a piece of Esau's pie, eventually it's going to be your downfall. What you need to be,
put more
you're
energy
going to put more
and
energy.
emotion into that.
You're going to put more energy and emotion into those things, right? And where your treasure is where your heart will be, right? And if your treasure is this world, and your treasure is this kingdom, and your treasure is all the things contrary to what the scriptures say, it's almost guaranteed to do what? For you to be snared and trapped in holes. But for all you men who are going to try to use some wisdom, right? All you men who are trying to adhere to the words that are written within this book, right? You're going to have a better navigational period. You're going to have a better chance of navigating this hellhole, man. And you will understand that this is not your rest, and that we pray for a kingdom to come, one that's going to be established after the end of this one, right? We'll understand that trying to get these women in order is impossible, because they're not going to be in their right minds until Yahweh Shai comes back. So understand that. We also understand we use the world, don't abuse the world. Same thing with these women. Most of them, and I hate to say it, are whores. It's a whore glorified culture, right? So you over here trying to turn a hoe into a housewife, and then she goes and cheats on you, and you find out, and you all heartbroken like you would like. But why would you be heartbroken when you already was told that is inevitable?
Yeah, that's her nature.
That's her nature.
That's where she comes from.
That's where she comes from. That's where she was taught from her mothers and stuff like that, and her friends, what she sees on TV, right? So you getting bit by the snake. What's that scripture?
Who shall pity a charmer who's bitten?
Yeah, who shall pity a charmer who's bitten by a snake? Bro, you the one who been messing with the snakes, right?
And told you about it.
And told you about it, right? Like, yo,
You know the nature of a snake.
You know that snake. I mean, even if, like I even seen a video of a guy, a snake was trapped in some kind of snare, and a guy went to go help the snake get out. The snake ain't no better. The snake's still biting. Like, damn, I'm trying to help you. The snake don't know no better. That's its nature. Strike, strike, strike. So woman's nature to do what? Strike, especially on the side. Exactly.
What? This is 1 Corinthians 7 and 31. I'll start. And they that use this world as not abusing it, for the fashion of this world passeth away. But I would have you without carefulness. He that is unmarried care for the things that belong to the Lord, how he may please the Lord. But he that is married care for the things that which are of the world, how he may please his wife.
Yep.
And this could be twofold. You can look at that married, not necessarily pertaining to just a woman in general, but really just married to anything of this world. That's why I said use the word, not abuse it. Because you can be married to money. Being married really just means to be joined to two. So you can be married into your career, to money, to lifestyle, hobby, a vice, whatever the case is. Anything that possesses your time, energy, your meat, as you like to say, your money, energy, attention, and time, whatever possesses that, that is where your heart is. So we use the world. We have hobbies. We got goals and certain things that we have outside of the truth. But our number one goal is to what? Make it to the kingdom of heaven. So everything we do, if it doesn't align with that,
Then it's chalk. It's chalk. And that's the difference between, that's why we talk to you brethren, chiefly you men right now, hey, yo, understanding this, man. The Lord told us about how our women are going to be in this day and age. He told us about the plight, about the wicked woman, right? He told us about how she's going to open her quiver to every arrow. Now think about it, right? Most of these women got, mind you can't ask them about their body count. As soon as you do that, oh, why would you care? They're telling you, they're asking you why would you care, because they know that they have a passive work. If it didn't matter, like they say, then you would just be freely saying, oh, I got like 50, I got 100. But they know that they're what? That their chastity is also attached to their what? To their stature and beauty, to their value, right? So us being men of the Lord, we understand these things, that we know that, bro, most of these women, some brothers is going to find one. I'm not saying it's impossible. The Lord set it up where some brothers might find some, but some brothers is going to be like, yo, you gotta wait until Yahweh Shem Shah come back. Because if you do it right now, you're going to be destroyed on this end. Like this one brother I know, I'm not going to drop his name, I think he might still be a virgin. And when we told him when we found out, yo, that's beautiful. We didn't sit here and make him feel bad about it. Yo, bro, that's beautiful, man. That means, bro, you have a conscience that's clear, and you can focus wholeheartedly on the Lord.
you don't know what you're missing.
You don't know what you're missing.
So you can't really.
I know you had those hormones because we're all men, the testosterone, but you really don't know what you're missing. So you ain't really got to focus on that. The brother's blessed. The Lord spared him from having to deal with the heartache, the headache, right? And adultery. Because most of these women have been married, whether they say they have or not. They have. Right? So, we need our people, our brethren need to understand that we must be prudent and circumspect. Prudent meaning perceiving the evils before they happen, meaning look ahead, think about what you're going to do before you do it. And then circumspect, see your surroundings. And if any so-called black man, Hispanic man, or Native American man, all you gotta do is open his eyes to see that he's behind enemy lines. Everything is against you.
That's why you have to move. You have to be 2 steps ahead of your enemy. Bro.
Exactly.
You have to move smart. Like going back to when we started, the example of a cousin in court. You knowing you're behind enemy lines, you know you have to be 2 times better, bro.
the game.
You gotta play the game. You can't. There is no room for ego in enemy territory.
Yep. And he lost the battle, even though he was the plaintiff. How you get hit over the head with a freaking pan, you bleed, and that shit right there. Now, mind you, let's flip this. He hit her over the head, she bleed. That man is in prison right now, waiting for a court date.
Oh, Shorty can have bruises on her arm. He hit me. Yep. Oh, it's bruises right there.
Yep.
She said he hit her.
My man had medical reports, stitches, and everything. And guess what? Still lost the case. Why? Because he wasn't using wisdom. You're behind enemy lines, so play the game right. Let her speak. Let the judge speak. As soon as mind you, I can tell you another testimony. There was a job that I applied for, right? I applied for this job, and I went through 3 interviews. Mind you, this job would have been life-changing. Now, mind the Lord already sufficed and fixed it all for me. I got another job making more money anyway, but it was a job I went for where it was life-changing money. It was super corporate. Not going to go into too what it was, but my 3rd interview with the regional manager kept getting pushed back because she was busy. So finally, I'm going on a trip to Dominican Republic. I'm in Dominican Republic. She's like, "Is this the only day?" She's like, "This is the only day that I can do your interview." I said, "Okay, that's fine." I landed. I got there, put my shirt on, popped up my camera, connected to the Wi-Fi, and did a Zoom call with her. Guess what? It was a black woman. It was a black woman. She's asking me all these questions. And mind you, I've been in management and managing teams and people. I'm talking, I've had over 50, 60 employees at one time. Doing multiple locations at one time. But like this, bro, when it comes to management, it's easy for me. It's like, there's a gift that the Lord gave me. She's asking me questions. So tell me about da-da-da. I'm answering them like this. Boom, boom, boom. She's like, yeah, da-da-da. I said, I got my 30-60-90 right here. Showed her my 30-60-90, my PowerPoint, da-da-da. Showed her everything, right? I'm thinking I aced it because I went through 3 interviews before and all of them loved me. You can't get to this level, this last interview, unless you go through these other people first. The first 3 interviews were all Edomites. And they was in awe of me, like, oh my goodness, yeah, we got to get you in here. He's going to be a great asset to the team. I get to the final boss, black woman. You what the fuck is going on?
Wow, that shit is crazy. In the flesh, right?
It's nasty.
In the
But
flesh. Just open about it.
I get to the last interview, so-called black woman, right? I get feedback a week later talking about they're not hiring me. I say, why? Right? When the recruiter calls me back, I asked the recruiter why. Well, the recruiter didn't want to tell me. You know what the recruiter said? I said, no, just tell me the truth. I need to know so I can better myself for the next opportunity, right? The recruiter tells me, oh, she didn't like you. She thought you was cocky. I said, what? She thought I was cocky. You know what it was? It was that colorism. I'm light-skinned. She was chocolate. She looked at me like I was too confident. First of all, if you want your leader to be confident to be able to run an entire team, right? Especially when you're dealing with multi-million-dollar accounts. Right. Literally. You want somebody that's going to be able to walk in that motherfucker and be like, this is what we're doing, this is what we're not doing, make sure you get this done, make sure you get this done. So things are running smoothly. She did not hire me because, and I already know what it was. It was because of this. And it was the confidence of a so-called black man, and she was like, whoa, this man could probably take my job.
That's what I'm about to say.
This, because mind you, I was qualified to take her job.
Yeah, that's what it was.
She's like, oh, this man probably take my job. Nope, not hiring him. And then her feedback was, oh, everything was fine. I just felt he was cocky, so she said no. Cool, that's fine, well and said. That was just fine. But I'm only giving that testimony as perspective and what I mean by being recruited and searched. I learned my lesson from that. So when, mind you, like a month or 2 later, I got a random phone call from a recruiter at another company, and they offered me a job. I didn't ask for the job. They offered me the job based on my credentials, my resume, and everything. Right? This is the Lord. Making what was right, making what was wrong right. This was the Lord. I stayed faithful. This the Lord said, look, I got you, son. Don't worry about it. Be ye faithful. Mind you, that's why I said, seek ye the kingdom of heaven, and everything else should be added on to you. This is what happened. This is literally what happened. So the Lord, I get a phone call straight like, hey, are you looking for a job? I said, yeah, I am. I interviewed on the spot, aced it. She said, oh, well, can you talk to my, can you do another interview today? I only had to go through two interview rounds. I wanted to have a video call the very same day, got the job on the spot. Got the job on the spot. So that was the Lord correcting what was done wrong to me, right? But I only bring that up is because, look, It was our own people. I went through 3 rounds of Edomites into our own people. You would think, oh, she see me, she probably like, yeah, I want him in here. No, she denied me. But it's okay. That's all well and said. Right? But I learned my lesson from that. And when I went and did this, when the Lord gave me another a chance to do this interview with this other company, I thought about being what? Cocky. I thought about being too confident. Mind you, I'm confident because it's something I've been doing for about 15 years now. I've been doing this. This ain't nothing new. Like running.
It's one of them things where you have to learn how to mirror. You gotta learn how to mirror. If you're interviewing somebody who appears to be like, he look like he wants somebody who's calm. I need somebody who's dope. You sure you can do the job? That's what it, but other than that, when you talk, especially dealing with women or very effeminate men, you have to be very confident, but yet you kind of got to do like a push-pull.
Yep.
Confidence, humility.
Yep.
Confidence, humility. I'm willing to learn.
Yep.
I'm confident I can do the job. I have this experience, but I'm always willing to learn and look for ways of improvement. I take feedback very well, but I'm also very introspective where I know how to,
And mind you, I did all that. And mind you, just to add a little bit more to it, I took 2 college courses on how to have management, MVP and CDP programs. Where literally I had to read so many books about being servant leaders, different leadership styles. I literally can do this shit in my sleep. That's how much I'm like well in it. There was none. She couldn't say anything I did wrong, but other than I didn't like it because I felt like he was cocky. That was it. That's your feedback. That's why you didn't hire me? Cool, don't worry about that. You're gonna have your day. Simple as that. But to bring this back around, brethren, you must use wisdom in everything you're doing in this world that we live in because this is not your rest. Before you make decisions, you think. Before you walk out the door, you should know what your plan is going to be. Before you go into your building or whatever you got going on, you gotta have a plan put in place. I have a daily plan every single morning. I have the same routine, I pray the same ways, and then I go and execute what I already planned out to the best of my ability. And when you have that kind of structure, you will notice that your life will elevate even through all this darkness.
They say that discipline is actually freedom. Rather than you thinking, I don't want to have a structured day or routine because it's too rigid. And that rigidity is kind of like, it feels constricting, but in reality, it's actually freedom because you know that you're not governed by anything outside of what you're planning.
Chaos.
Yeah, because somebody who doesn't have any organization or any routine or plan, trust me, I know, you're tossed to and fro. You plan, yo, at 3 o'clock, this is what we're going to do. Next thing you know, you don't have no order in your day. Time gets beneath you now, you're late to this event or you're late to this meeting or whatever. You know you're supposed to meet up with the brothers, but next thing you know, you're getting there 35 minutes late because yo man had to do this and this came up and this. Bro, you need to have some structure and discipline in your life to know like, yo, I gotta leave here in 15 minutes. I'm talking to this person. Hey, listen, brother, it was good talking to you, but I really gotta get somewhere. We'll catch up. Instead of just kind of like,
Facts.
that's just one example.
I would say this: chaos is for the weak, discipline is for the strong. But think about it, all the rich people in the world usually had some kind of discipline, whether it was wicked discipline,
Right.
but it was discipline. They were put in the work, even if they had to backbite somebody or kill somebody to get to where they went, they had discipline enough to do it.
Yep.
Where a person in chaos, like rolling out of bed, and you know, I gotta pay this bill, I gotta get this done. Let's say a bill. Matter of fact, I'll use something as simple as this: your electricity bill. You know, your electricity bill is due on the 15th of every month. You in your head like, I'll pay that Joan later. You know you got paid on a Thursday, a week before your due date. You knew you had to pay this bill before they cut you off.
You had the money for it.
And you had the money for it. A person in chaos wait till the last minute to be scrambling to try to pay that bill instead of going, all right, I got it right now, let me pay it so I ain't gotta worry about it, let me move forward with the rest of my
The
savings.
next thing you know, if you don't pay it, that week go by and you done kind of just do your, because you already have no order in your life. You going through your day, you might spend a little 35 here, a little 25 here, a little 5 here, a little 75 here. Next thing you know, you get to the due date, you like, oh shit, I only got $10 in my account. I got a whole 2 weeks before I get paid again.
Yep. And then they're gonna say, well, we told you we're gonna cut you off on the 15th if you don't pay, because you're already late on your last payment. We're giving you a grace period. That's probably happened to all of us at least once. Let's be realistic.
Yeah,
we all had to
yeah.
grow up.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? When I was younger, you know what I'm saying, my dad threw me my first trip when I was 17. He moved out, took all the furniture. Like, this you, young boy, you ain't coming with me. I said, huh? And I had to learn to go through the ropes of that too. But guess what? That was a father though. By him throwing me to the wolves so young, look at my life now. And I all praise to the Most High for giving me, all praise to the Most High, but also for giving me my father who instilled a lot of things.
That's a good rule of a father. It's like, look, I'm gonna throw you to the wolves, but I'm not gonna leave you out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a place to stay, but you gotta take care of it. You gotta pay the bill.
Yep.
And if the fucking electricity get cut off, nigga, that's on you.
Yep. That's what
I'm gonna give you a place to live though.
Bro,
So you're not gonna be on the street.
I'm talking about a man moved out, took all the furniture, and was like,
Yeah, you need a bid, nigga?
all right,
bid.
if you need a bed, go buy one. I'm like, Dad, I ain't got it. You gonna figure it out. If you know what he used to say? If you want it, hold on, I got you right here. If you want it, you gonna
Figure it out.
no, you gonna pay for it.
They're gonna pay for it. Yeah,
If you want it, you gonna pay for it.
And if you got it, you'll get to pay for it to keep maintaining it.
That's why, like when we all got like really nice cars, right? And I remember you would think, why are you so young buying Challengers and Camaros and all this and this? My father used to say this, young boy, if you want it, buy it. And if you really want it, you gonna keep it, you gonna figure it out. And it was the truest statement.
It is true as shit.
Because you go from not having no money to getting something where you gotta pay for it, you gonna figure out how to get that money to keep what you want.
Yeah.
This is the kind of things that a man instills, man.
That's true.
You know, so, you know, our brethren, man, we gotta understand something, man. This life that we live is about ups and downs, good and bad, an equal balance. If you are unequally yoked with the world, you will be destroyed because everything is against you, period. But if you become equally yoked with Yahweh Shem Shah, watch how you start seeing that light in the darkness and the light at the end of the tunnel.
Let's go back into seeking the kingdom of heaven and everything else will come.
And we see the light. Now, yeah, we still got things that we're working on, businesses and things like that. But we also understand that, according to 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter, I think verse 70, right? And going down, 70 going down, it talks about the great insurrection on those that fear the Lord. And they shall cast you out of your houses and take your goods away. So we know that all this is a means to an end. We know that all the things that we're acquiring, the cars we buying, the more money, the jewelry, and all the things that we're doing right now is all going to be taken from us in the very near future. And we've accepted that.
The beautiful thing about it is free. That's why y'all shots said we know the truth. It shall make you free. We don't become bound to these things, right? They're things, they're possessions. We are the masters. They're merely a possession. So when we get cars and whatever businesses and jewelry, it's a possession. And that's why we don't put it above us. It's beneath us.
But you want to know why men hold so dearly to these tangible things? Because it's the women.
Women, it validates them. They
It
feel like there's
validates
nothing
women.
without it.
That's it. It's all about the women.
It is for shit.
But the good thing about this is the thing, you become a man, right?
Exactly.
And you really build yourself up to have that because self-esteem and confidence is only from within.
A righteous man.
Righteous man, and you got the Most High. You know that I'm in the gym. I'm eating clean. I'm working hard.
You also don't look at the same things that these women want as things that you need to acquire because you know that women come after you. So we're serving your master and your power. You know the Lord will throw you women. The women will be like,
and then not only just women, good women. Yep. Because you could be the type of dude that
the Lord gives a righteous woman to a righteous
you could be the type of dude that you chase women. You're just chasing women based on of what you see. Versus when you just chasing the Most High and bettering yourself and you on your purpose, you're tunnel vision. And then next thing you know, the women come to you and you're able to filter because you're not worried about it. Nah, I'm okay. Nah. And then next thing you know, you getting all these.
you get red flags, and you'll say, like you said, you'll start being on a filter. Shorty will come at you, da-da-da-da. And as soon as she not coming at you the way you know your spirit is supposed to be met, you go like, nah, I'm cool.
But when you chasing, you ignore the red flag.
Exactly, because the Lord says, be not dismayed by the beauty of a woman. All right? Got it, brother? And we're going to end off with one more last one. I know brother got it as well.
I thought it was fine. The white crusher was like, I probably should have gotten a different one.
This is Sirach 26, 23. Started at 22. Now, harlot shall be accounted as a spittle.
Yeah.
Now, harlot shall be accounted as spittle,
So a whore should be counted as spit. That's literally what it's saying. Go ahead.
but a married woman is a tower against death to her husband.
But a married woman is a tower against death to her husband. Now, mind you, it says, he who finds a wife finds a good thing, meaning that it's hard to find an actual wife. It's hard to find one. Because if it was, remember, they already outnumber us like 30 to 40 to 1 on the planet. So it should be like every man should have multiple wives, right?
Yeah,
You would think.
right.
But the Lord is saying that a man who finds an actual wife, right, she literally is a defensive from death Why? Because she's going to breathe life into him. All right, go ahead.
Verse 23, a wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man.
So mind you, if you notice that you keep running into wicked women, you need to self-evaluate. Yes, you men, you need to self-evaluate, right? Or do you have patterns of trying to date the same types of women, right? Are you the type of man where you overlook the red flags, right? The masculinity, right? The whoredom and all these other things. Are you overlooking all those things, or are you being prudent and circumspect, using wisdom and scriptures, and mind you, worshiping the Lord first, and then He adds all these things onto you? Or are you doing it the way most men do it? You lusting after women, right? Now, mind you, we all look at women as beautiful creatures. I'm not telling you that we ain't men. But what I mean by lusting after women is literally every time you go turn on your phone and you're looking at a woman, it's all about the beauty of her. That's going to destroy you. Go ahead.
Yep, it says, but a godly woman is given to him that feareth the Lord.
So a godly woman is given to a man that fears the Lord. This is why we said in Matthew the 6th chapter, seek ye the kingdom of heaven and everything shall be added unto you. That's including a good woman, like the brother said. All right? So that's the only way to navigate this world, man. You are behind enemy lines. You're surrounded by all your enemies round about. And the only one that can save you is Yahweh Shah himself, right? Who was raised up as a horn of salvation unto his people, who are the Hebrew Israelites, who are the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, and those of Israelite or Negroid descent scattered to the four winds, man. All right? So, AI, let's get another word. Okay. We're getting ready to close up. Getting ready to close up because I got to do some alms for the brother. Brother dropped his car off at a shop, and they basically told him if he don't pick it up today, he ain't gonna get it back to Tuesday. So I gotta drive him almost an hour from here just to pick it up. So that's alms though. I mean, for the brother.
Hebrews 13 and 14. Let us go forth therefore unto him without the camp, bearing his reproach, Yahweh Shah. For here we have no continuous city, but we seek one to come.
So we seek one to come. Here we have no continuous city. This is not our rest. This is not a place for our refuge. Our refuge is to come. So all we need to do is stay ready for the battles. Every day is a battle for the so-called Black, Latino, Native American man. Every day you wake up, you're battling stress, you're battling the weight of the world, you're battling the oppression, you're battling your women, you're battling your enemies. You're always battling, right? And we see you, brethren, but the Lord also sees you, man. The Lord sees you. And that's all that really matters, man. So with that, the Lord willing, this was edifying. We want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Havah Kakadash, to honor to the elders and apostles, and shalom to the elect.
Shalom, brothers.